Hey everyone, I'm back again with another TMC Today podcast. This is episode number 5, if you can believe that. And our special guest today is really a very important part of what TMC Technologies does and how we grow. And that's our Director of Recruiting, Luis Mogollon. And Luis is here. You know, we have our company picnic today, so he's in town, and I had to take advantage of it because, you know, you're here and we want to do the podcasts. Recruiting is one of those anomalies in business, you know, especially in government contracting, Luis. And, you know, how do you guys do it? How hard is that process for TMC and for you guys?
Well, first of all, John, I want to say thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
As far as recruiting and some of the hurdles that we hit, there are some companies out there that, you know what, they all feel like they have the recruiting hat on there. A program manager, a director might reach out, kind of sell, you know, what they might be doing. But, you know, at TMC, they invest in the recruiting department because really what they really are doing is investing in a relationship.
Right.
And that's what drives our success is reaching out to candidates out there, whether they apply for a certain position, whether it's us just reaching out because someone posted a resume on one of these platforms that we use. And we tell them, you know, not only what TMC is about, but our main focus is what are they looking for? Why do they put the resume out there? And that's building the relationship where we have the time to really do as a recruiter.
Well, and you mentioned relationship, and you know, you're kind of creating careers, right, for these folks. So, and it's obviously a team effort, you know, and you have a team. Tell me a little bit about, you know, who makes up TMC's recruiting team and what they do, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have the team divided where we have, you know, multiple agencies that we support.
Right.
And essentially one of the recruiters oversees our DoD work, our NASA work, and then the other recruiter focuses on our bureau work.
When you say bureau, you mean FBI?
That is correct.
The federal bureau, okay, so I want to make sure.
That's correct, yeah.
Because we have so many customers.
That is true. And, you know, I'm sure we'll scale and we'll end up supporting other agencies as well. But right now, because the FBI requires a lot of top secret work,
right.
The way that I had the team working is kind of it's to use words that our viewers could understand. It's kind of like working out the muscle. So I have one of my recruiters working strictly on the bicep, which is the FBI. In order to get the bicep big, you got to work on it consistently every day, building the relationships, expanding your network.
Right. Wow.
You know, and sometimes you won't get that hire immediately. You know, you have a position opened up like a software engineer or system engineer or a scrum master, and you reach out to somebody and you might not get that hire today, but it's essentially you're networking, you're talking about TMC, and you're building that relationship with somebody that, hey, you know, this might not be the right opportunity today, but then 6 months down the line, you might reach out to them and be like, wow, you know, this is what this person was looking for, or vice versa. Their conversation that they have with you about what they're looking for in a career, now that they see what TMC is doing, now they understand what the recruiter is trying to accomplish, they might refer another person.
And that's happened.
And that does happen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Wow. It's an interesting process because, you know, it's really is relationship building, right? I mean, you're not just simply saying, hey, we got a job opportunity. You're kind of going through this long process in a sense. But then at the same time, you guys are really aggressive and you seem to be filling positions in these diverse agencies. You mentioned FBI, NASA, I mean, you know, and the Department of Defense. Those agencies are all different. Is it a challenge, opportunity? Are they different types of ways to recruit?
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge, and I go back to
not to give away all the secrets.
Yeah. No, and I go back to the simile I use is like a gym. You know, you go to the gym, and you know I could go to the gym, you could go to the gym, and we do some bicep curls, and we go home and we're like, wow, you know, I don't feel any stronger. I don't feel any, and it's about the consistency.
I see.
You know, you got to continually work on it and work on it and work on it and work on it, and it becomes repetitive. But it's a long-term effort. You know, it's not day one you're going to reach out and you're going to fill all these positions. And same with NASA. You know, NASA. You know, because some of the requirements doesn't even require clearance. Some of them do. It just gives a larger network where you still consistently work on it, and you reach out to people. But facts are facts. It's just a broader network of people out there that you can reach out to. Where FBI is more specific on the requirements.
And DoD as well. Yeah.
Correct.
So, all right, let's kind of switch gears a tiny bit. So today, here it is in August 2022. We have how many positions that are open? We're looking for, because it seems like we're always looking for a good number of folks. What are the big targets? What opportunities the folks might want to learn about? To come work for TeamTMC, and you get to hang out with me. No, I'm kidding.
Absolutely.
And Luis, yeah.
So we have 18 positions opened up. We have 9 pipeline positions. So what I mean by pipeline is, we're coming down the line where, our recruiting team works with BD, see what's potentially out there. We also meet with our directors and program managers. Essentially, they're our clients, and we want to see what their client needs are.
Wow.
If they know someone's leaving, if it's an IDIQ contract, is it growing? So those are our pipeline positions. Those are positions that, we might not have today, but it's on our radar. So while we're reaching out to people, we keep that in our mind.
Yeah.
So that's, and then the other positions, and I kind of touched on the clearance requirements.
Right. Because we could spend hours talking about clearance and top secret, and all that. That's a whole nother kind of process. But go ahead.
Yeah, and I just kind of want to reiterate, even though clearance is different for one program than the other, it doesn't make the other program easier to hire, because then on top of that, then there's different requirements, different certifications that the customer might require. So, and in that instance, we take a look at what can TMC offer. We have the tuition assistance, opportunity. We could request training funds to get the person trained. And vice versa. Sometimes, as an incentive, if they already have those certifications, or we could bring them on board and interview.
And then one last thing, we have opportunities all over the country. So not just we're headquartered in West Virginia, but we have opportunities in Dahlgren, Virginia, Crane, Indiana, Pocatello, Idaho, which there's an FBI facility there. That's been growing remarkably. You guys are doing a great job. And then, of course, Space Force. We're trying to fill some spots there. It's pretty interesting. I mean, it must keep your day kind of busy.
It does. And it's I know everybody's probably heard the saying, when one door closes, another one opens. With some of the program directors that we support, they open one, but then they also open the windows. They open the other doors.
Right.
And, we had an opportunity as a recent out in Colorado, supporting a client out there with 4 sysadmin positions that we're currently recruiting for that we have posted on our TMC website. And then you had the other areas like Pocatello, Idaho.
Right.
I know what you're thinking. If you hear Pocatello, Idaho, you're like, Pucka where? It's actually a great location. I've been out there a couple times.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Well, and the FBI has a huge facility there, so it's growing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Huge center out there. Great place to raise families. So if you like fishing, golfing, it has a lot of those amenities out there.
You're giving your pitch right now for anyone who wants to go work. Well, obviously, if you want to work for TeamTMC, Luis is the man to talk to. And of course, our whole team of recruiters. We have a website link, and it'll be put up right around here on this video. So hopefully you guys, if you're interested in a job with TMC, you'll come on board. Luis, thank you. It really means a lot for you to come out here and do this interview. Another really fun podcast, folks. We'll be back again soon with podcast number 6. For Luis, I'm John Dahlia here at TMC Technologies. We'll see you soon, and thanks very much, everyone.